I mean, the beautiful thing about Loopy Pro, I think a lot of people share this experience with me. It's like, what crazy idea can I come up with? Oh, okay. Can Loopy Pro do it? Absolutely. I'm able to get there. It's just a question of how.
Solitude is only
Right now, my performance concept is everything is live. Everything. There is not a peeps that is pre-recorded. So there are 2 one-shots here that are drum one-shots. And so those are samples I brought in. So when I clear all, they're not cleared. But what I do is play them live through my MIDI keyboard and record them onto these 2 loops. The reason I used Loopy Pro at first was I was really excited about the sequencer. Which the way it works is you can pre-plan a song and then you press play and it goes through. And so you can stop things and record something and then have it play just a quarter way through. And then you can do really, 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 really complex stuff. But I admit that after a few performances where I was starting out with one song planned out that way, and it just was too rigid. It's too rigid, and I discovered follow actions. And follow actions allow me to do super complex compositions. I'll show you how I use them. So it allows me to have things pre-planned that I want that I can't do. If I had to like press buttons while doing it, it defeats the purpose. But I'm still live looping. Like if something went wrong or if something went wrong, like my ukulele battery died one time while I was using the sequencer. And it's not the end of the world, like I put the timeline back to where I was. But, if something like that happens, I'm still kind of in the slide. Or if I just feel like the audience is really excited about the triangle, so I'm going to play the triangle for 4 more measures. Or,
Why wouldn't you be
I'm
excited about a triangle?
exactly. It's a very
Yep.
exciting, look, I got 2 loops for triangle. So I start this song by just playing. So I just play like a keyboard and sing live without even the metronome going. Like the play button isn't even going yet. I should also say all my songs are with a metronome in my ears. Like you can see that almost all the loops here are preset. 4 bars, 1 bar, 2 bars. Like everything is, I know what I'm going to do there.
So it counts you in and counts you out automatically, so you don't have to touch it, except for the beating. Yep.
Right. So, and then after that, I start the clock. So I'm getting into the tempo and I start recording 3 vocal loops. And using follow actions, all I do is press record on the first loop. And then it knows to record the next 2 loops automatically. So the clock is going, like I'm hearing the metronome, I'm getting in. And once I'm ready, it's going to record. And one follow action already happened, which is it unmuted my vocal mic because maybe I forgot to do it. And the action was to unmute it so that if I didn't forget, it's not going to mute it. But maybe I forgot because who knows. And as you can see, it's just recording 3 loops. And all I'm doing is singing. And I got to be on key. And it's one of my more challenging songs. But and then after it recorded the third one, 2 more things happened. It muted my vocal mic. You can see that it's muted now. And it selected the piano loop. So because I work with a foot controller, maybe now all I need to do is press a button with my foot. So yeah, the first loop, when you go to the bottom, that's where follow actions are. Lots of follow actions.
Yep.
It's some of them are just in case, like just to be really, really sure that I muted my percussion instance on the mic because I have one microphone that I imported twice into the mixer, right? One instance is for percussion and one instance is for singing. So just to make sure that it's the percussion is muted and the vocal mic is unmuted and that it's muting my instrument and it's disabling because in the last performance at the end maybe I turned on the EQ and the delay. I'm just making sure, safeguarding myself.
That's great because you don't want to have to worry about that stuff. If you can
Exactly.
automate it. Yeah.
Exactly. then when I finish record, the follow action is to record loop 1, which is this loop. And then I think this one just has, again, unmute, just to really be sure. When I finish record the next loop, and then that one has more follow actions, which is when I finish record, mute my vocal mic and select the piano.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so it saves a bunch of kind of doing this or tap dancing or just
Yeah. Which sometimes I think an audience, maybe I should kind of go back a little bit, because I think there's an audience likes to see people like, ooh, what is this wizard doing with all, But I love that I can just
They're actually playing
pre-program and
solitaire.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's no need to do anything.
Yeah, well, you kind of get around that by having what you're doing projected on the screen behind you too, because then you can see what's happening.
Right.
That's a good sort of workaround for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I have a piano loop, and then I have a bass loop. So I record those, and then I record the one shots into these 2 loops.
Right. So you play those using your MIDI controller.
Yeah, I've got
on
2
pads, do you?
pads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've bound the pads to the one shots.
That's another thing I do, and people ask about a lot. They're routed to different colors and different loops so that the kick and the snap are treated differently. So I'm not recording them into one loop. I'm recording them into, like, the kick, which is brown, is going into purple, and I could treat, I think I deleted it, but I could treat the kick in whatever way I want. And then the snap is, what is it? White. And so it's going into this pink, and which looks white on the screen, but it's pink. And I can treat that, I can put a reverb on it, and I don't want the reverb on the kick. So I've got them separate.
Interesting. So then you can presumably also turn the loops on and off individually.
Yeah.
Is that the idea? Yeah.
Yeah.
So much control there.
So much control. And then when I'm going to record, so everything is playing. I've got the 3 vocal loops, the piano, the bass, the drums. And now I take my ukulele, and when I start recording the ukulele, I set a follow action. When I start recording, stop the singing. So, do a bunch of things. Unmute my ukulele and turn on all the effects for the ukulele, because I don't want them on at all times because it takes up CPU.
Right, because when the effects are off, they're just idling, so they're not using any resources. Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. And then it's stopping the piano loop and the 3 vocal loops. And then when I finish recording, it's muting my ukulele, it's disabling all the effects on the ukulele. So I can show you that everything is playing. I'm going to wait for the 1, and now I'm going to press, and all of them. Yeah. So now I've just got the bass and the kick.
So it's like it's been sequenced, but it gives you all of the control to figure out the timing and but it does
to be more. It's like it's sequenced, but it's free. Like, I can, before recording the ukulele, talk to the audience for a minute if I need to. I don't know, or if I want to, or
that's great.
or do a random
Improvise
solo.
for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then another. So I can go on, but everything here has a cool follow action. Like when I record the triangle. Oh, okay. Let's go into the vocal loop. So one of the fun things going on here is one of my favorite features of Loopy Pro, which is the clip slicer. And so I have 2 clip slicers here. The first one is you have to choose the clip. Like, what is it slicing? So it's slicing clip number 1. And I made it before. It can be, what is the max? 64. And I like to divide it evenly. Usually when I choose the slicer, I do it, most people would probably divide on transients. So any sound wave transient would be a new slice. But divide evenly, so by the metronome, makes it just always brings up some nice surprise. Like,
That's cool.
I like the musicality of that. I almost always divide evenly, and I almost always do hold to play. So I can, it only plays as long as I hold. So if I'm saying there is, it's like that there is that, I can play around.
Yeah, cool. Do you have that bound to your MIDI controller as well, or do you do that on
Yeah,
screen? Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
These are 8 pads, so it's exactly um, the amount of
Maps.
pads I have on my keyboard, and it's
Cool.
mapped exactly. It's mapped, so I can MIDI map this to the pads, and yeah, and then I'm doing the same for clip 2. So I can play. What I usually do is like play them kind of. Oh wait, at the same time, and then kind of split. You know,
Oh, it becomes an instrument in its own right. Cool. Yep.
exactly, exactly. And then what I do after that is I have this bottom loop here, and it's a little different than the rest of my. Oh no, never mind. I changed that setting. I used to make it all my loops are phase locked. So they're on the one, and a free loop means it might start on the 1.2. Like you never know. You can get crazy. So it used to be like that, but I think there's a reason I phase locked it.
Okay.
Um so so in the same way I routed the snap to pink, I routed aqua to dark blue. So that this clip, the dark blue isn't listening to anything else besides the aqua. So if I press record here, I can record some of this, but I can record it from the slicer. So
Okay, so
what
you're
I do is
resampling.
I'm resampling myself exactly
Yeah.
live, and everything is live. Like I recorded myself, and then I'm slicing it up, and now I'm recording just one bit of it, and then putting more effects on it, like it has more of a reverb and a delay. And I'm just recording. I'm waiting for me to say love, which is the last word, I think, and recording love into that loop. And it's just saying love, love. So, and then that's playing like, okay, we get it. Love, love, love. And then as soon as I press, as soon as I'm going to start recording a triangle, so it's doing love, love, and I grab the triangle. And as soon as I start recording it, it's going to fade out that loop. So check out what happens to it as I record triangle. You can see the volume fader automatically. So it's like magic. It's like being a magician. It's so great.
It's so great the way that you've hooked this up, for this one song, and the next song has a completely different
Yeah.
setup and does different magic
Yeah.
things. And
Although this is like I have a few of these. Not all songs go into such, because it's a balance, because sometimes I want to be even more free, and it's a balance.
there's a lot of wizardry going on here. How did you get in? Like, how did you get started with it? How did you come? Did you read the manual all the way through? Did you have
No.
gurus that you talked to? How do you get to the
Yeah.
point of
Um
being able to do this?
I was using the sequencer, and I was using Loopy Pro for all the other features, and I met up with a friend. He's a musician, and was telling him about this app. Excuse excuse me. I was telling him about this app I'm really excited about, and then he was like talking to me about Ableton Live and how there you can kind of tell it. He was kind of describing this thing where you can tell it to do something after you can tell it the action that it's going to do. And it lit a light bulb, because I realized I've heard of this thing, follow action. Maybe that's what it does. Like I never thought of it before. And that's when I got really deep with Loopy Pro, because of follow actions. And along the way, I mean, I'm sure I tried to read the manual, and I'm sure I read parts of it. But there's an amazing Facebook group where if I can't figure something out, I'll look in the Facebook group and see if someone has asked something about it. And if not, I'll ask it myself. And I'll often, even if I don't get an answer, like someone will say something that will make me think, oh, I should look in that direction. And the amount, like, it's a little embarrassing, like probably 2 or 3 times, well, maybe 1 or 2 times, like, "Oh, there's a bug, this thing, blah, blah, blah," and then the answer is, "No, it's not a bug, it's a setting here," and that, you learn through,
Sure. Yeah.
um, you
I
learn
think
that way.
everyone's had that experience with complex software.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the beautiful thing about Loopy Pro, I think a lot of people share this experience with me. It's like, what crazy idea can I come up with? Oh, okay. Can Loopy Pro do it? Absolutely. Like, there is nothing I've thought up. My wife makes fun of me because when I was first starting out, I'd just be like zoning out, like just staring in space. And she realized very quickly, like, oh, she's planning things. She's planning how to loop in Loopy Pro.
Scheming.
Scheming, yeah, because along the way, you kind of realize, like, anything I want to do is possible. I have to figure out how is it possible, right? Like, how do I get there? But I'll get there. So that gives a lot of confidence and motivation to get there because I know I'm able to get there. It's just a question of how, like, and will the answer be something I want to do while performing live, or maybe like let's scratch that, do something simpler. But the answer is yes.